Hey guys, we're back. Hey. Welcome to E-Diary episode 2. Okay, I filmed this episode already actually, like 2 days ago. And my phone died during filming, so everything was gone. So bummed because I reached flow state and it was so lit, but it's okay because we're gonna try again. I was gonna film like a different topic, but I thought no, I really want to talk about this. I really do. Today's episode, by the way, wait, whoa, let's address some things. The mustache is gone. The mustache is gone. I feel like January for me was a trial month. I was figuring out, what my vibe for 2026 was going to be. And honestly, I've had a fun time playing around with facial hair. I had a bit of stubble at some point, the mustache was in, and then I was like, no, stubble era, and now and then it came back in, and now I'm just like, no, I need a clean face. I need a clean face. I need to be able to just wash my face without feeling fucking hair on my face. It's overstimulating. I don't know if anyone gets this, but I'm like this with piercings, right? I'm like this with piercings too. I've had ear piercings, I've had nose piercings. I got a fucking septum piercing when I went to Australia. It was so cool and I felt so cool, but it was so overstimulating. Oh my God, I just have to take everything out because it just irritates me. I know everybody says everything's overstimulating nowadays, but it genuinely, it is. It gets to a point where it's all I can feel is things on my face. Anyway, so I thought I would talk a little bit about my sexuality and coming out. Is that okay? Second episode in, damn. But I mean, honestly, I more so wanted to do this episode because I have a story. I have a story that I tell everyone. So the way I'm going to start this is by giving context of my environment. Obviously, I live in the UK. I'm from Greater Manchester. So already it's UK schools, I feel are just not built for gay kids. So I grew up and still currently live in a very small village where everybody knows everybody, okay? Word gets around, I don't know, gossip. There's literally a whole Facebook page dedicated to what is going on in this village, and it's so cute, right? Community. I love community. I love that there is that sense of community there for people. However, I think that the community is very much, it's not, I don't think it's an inclusive community. That being said, there's a baker there is a bakery down so close to where I live, down the road from me, and he's gay. He's a gay man, elderly gay man at that. He's known within the village as the gay baker. Everyone calls him the gay baker. Now, my opinion on that, I was talking to this with my brother. I was talking about this with my brother the other day, and I don't know. I don't love that that's his name. I guess growing up, that was just very normalized to me. Oh, the gay baker. Everybody knows the gay baker. I'm not going to say his real name. It's actually kind of handy for this setting in this context that he has a nickname. It was just very normalized growing up, gay baker. Now, high school for me, okay, it wasn't the best. I don't want to get into the nitty and gritty, but I did, in the episode that got deleted, I did kind of unpack a little bit more of high school. And however, today, I'm just not in the mood. I'm not in the mood. But what I will say is high school was hell. So let's say I'm going to start this around year 8, okay? I think I was in year 8. This baker, what would happen in the morning is the kids would go into the bakery, okay, and get a little breakfast roll, maybe a little drink before school. everybody, it was kind of like a little hangout spot for people. Why do I keep doing that in my fucking mouth? What the fuck? I need to stop that immediately. Anyway, it was kind of just like a little hangout spot. People would go there before school. That was the vibe. It was the place to be. Like, all the girls were there. Like, however, and by the way, this was pre-vegan. I'm vegan now. Yeah, pre-vegan me would sometimes opt for a co-op sausage roll because, hey, I'm gonna say it, and I'm not bitter. I didn't fuck with the bakery. It wasn't anything like revolutionary for me. So this one particular day, I went to the co-op and I got something for breakfast. I think it may have been a sausage roll. Okay, like I say, pre-vegan, no cruelty now. Love the animals. However, I got a sausage roll from the co-op and I went in to the bakery with one of my friends who they wanted like a breakfast roll or something. I don't know. So we go in and like, I get it, okay? I'm coming into your business, your small business, with a fucking co-op sausage roll. Yes, maybe like, okay, sue me. 12-year-old me didn't understand the concept of supporting small businesses. Like, anyway, so the gay baker, I nearly said his name. So the gay baker saw me with a co-op sausage roll and he told me to get out. And I was like a little bit awkward. Like, I was like, oh. So I like jokingly hid it behind my back and he was like, no, like, seriously, get out with that shit. Like, I was like, oh, okay, sorry. I went outside. I'm waiting for my friend. And my friend comes out and he's like, oh my God, he just called you a puff in there. The gay baker just called me a puff. Me, 12-year-old, maybe 12, we'll say 12. 12-year-old me a puff. Did he eat? Like, yeah. Was it obvious? Like, yeah. I was a very gay kid. Like, everybody knew, right? Everybody just knew. I was so camp. Still am. What the fuck am I on about? Okay. So, I decided in the moment that I was not gonna have that. Like, no. I stick my head back in and I yell, your sausage rolls are shit. That's what I yell. And then immediately, like, I run off. And then just from that point onward, like, I just never went in there again. Because I was like, fuck you, bitch. Like, don't call me a puff. Like, don't. Very weird, very odd behavior from a grown man, elderly. Like, an elderly man. That behavior towards children is very odd. Now, I could get into his behavior towards children, because I mean, lucky, like, I have a lot of tea, but like, I kind of hope he watches this just to like let him know that, like, yeah, I do hold a grudge. Yeah, I am like mad ho. Oh, the story doesn't end there. Oh, you thought it was done? No. So after this, right, we'll cut into like year 10. So I was like 15. I think it might have been the same friend I was with at the time, or maybe it was different, a different person. But anyway, in science, I remember the day so clearly, okay? My friend comes to me and says, listen, Harvey, the gay baker's been saying some questionable things about you recently to people. He proceeds to tell me that the gay baker has been telling people that he saw me walking down the road holding hands with a boy. Amongst other things, like, he would tell people, like, he saw me in the car, like, singing all gay or whatever. Like, conspiracizing refers to the act, process, or behavior of creating, promoting, or believing in conspiracy theories. Exactly that. He was conspiracizing my sexuality amongst my peers as an elderly gay man. And now, listen, maybe the singing all gay in the car thing was true. Maybe he saw that, because I did and still do to this day sing really obnoxiously and gay in the car. Is that a crime? No. Is that gossip? No. Especially, you know, at that age, like, why is this like tea for you? Why is me singing in the car tea? Weird. But, but the holding hands with the boy thing, not true. Like, I was not the type of closeted gay man to be doing things like that. I was scared. Like, I was insecure about it. I was very like frightened to tell anyone about that side of me. I didn't open up to anyone about that until I came out. Now we have a situation where this man is lying on my name. Okay, my 15-year-old name. He's like in his 60s at this point. He's in his 60s And he's conspiracizing about my sexuality with peers who already torment me daily about shit like that. And then the obsession follows me through years later. When I came out, I was like 17. One of my brothers went in the bakery. And if you're watching this, fuck you, because like, why are you supporting my ops? Why are you supporting my ops? You should not be doing that as my brother. And yeah, the gay baker is talking about me again. And he's like, he's gay. I feel like I knew it. So somehow he heard that I came out. And this is a prime example of how does he know that? How does he know that? Like, people just be talking about the most plain shit, like the most obvious shit. Wait, also going back to that day, right? And this also just explains like school. That day that I found out that he was conspiracizing and lying on my name. I'm in like a maths revision with my friend and we're talking about it. And then this maths teacher, and again, hey, guess what? Both of these people are weird as fuck, okay? Because I have tea about her and I also have tea about him. But I don't even know if it's my place to talk about that online. So I'm not going to. However, I'm in this revision session. I'm saying to my friend, like, I need to do something about this. Like, he's lying on my name. And her initial response was, oh, honey, I wouldn't do that if I were you. Because, like, he has the whole village backing him. So, being at that age and being frightened, I didn't do shit. And it's crazy that her initial response wasn't like, oh my God, this is horrible. Like, are you okay? She was just like, no, you shouldn't do anything. Like, the whole village is behind him, babe. Right. That is some really responsible and comforting advice from an adult. Thank you so much, babe. So this then leads me on to and I will get to me coming out, I promise. But so that then leads me on to a couple of my theories of why this scenario happened to me. Okay, he's jealous. He's jealous because, you know, like, it's not my fault that. Okay, I can't say that. And then also the other option is like, he's just genuinely upset that I said his sausage rolls suck dick. But they were okay. They were mediocre. They weren't that good. But I feel like there's stuff I'm missing. Moving on to like me actually coming out, which it's just kind of boring. So I came out after high school, circa 2020, okay? It could have been 2021. It was definitely my time because by now I'd already started like experimenting with the clothing. I was leaning into like the e-boy of it all. You know, it was time. I don't know if anyone remembers the trend of like the Ariana Grande song Monopoly. Ooh, amazing song, by the way. But there was a trend for a hot sec of people coming out. People coming out on TikTok to this audio. Now, if you haven't heard it, the audio goes, "I like women and men." Yeah, but yeah, that was the trend at the time. It was the vibe at the time. Okay. I very much on a whim was just like, listen, I'm coming out. Oh, and I'm not coming out as gay. I'm coming out as bi. And I look back and I think it's a very common thing for gay people to do, I think, and lesbian people, because it feels a little bit more comfortable to be like, oh yeah, I'm bi. I'm not gay. Like, I'm not fully there. Like, but I'm bi. Like, you know, I'm bi. It doesn't feel as loud as I'm gay. It kind of spares a bit of that dignity. Wow. But it's so true. So, yeah, I came out as bi. I FaceTimed my friend and I just played that song and I lip synced it and then paused it and was like, and then bless her soul, still friends with her today. Yeah, she acted surprised. She was like, oh my God, like, I never knew, like, and she fully knew. But that's kind of the thing I love. Like, a majority of people in my life were like, what? Oh, happy for you. Like, oh, what a surprise. Nobody was surprised. Okay. But then, yeah, I came out to my friend the next day. I came out to my parents and it was kind of hilarious because they very much were like, oh, we know. But my mom, I think she was just maybe a bit excited. She was like, text everyone now. Like, you need to tell everyone, like text everyone. And I was like, oh, I mean, I'd rather tell them in person, really. Like, I don't know if I want to text. And she was like, no, text everybody in the family now and tell them, like, tell them. So I did. I don't know if I'll be able to find the text, but if I can, I will put it somewhere on screen because I'm sure it's fucking hilarious. But on that note, so eternally grateful that I have people in my life who don't give a fuck, who don't care. Like, everything is chill. You know, the standard, like, oh, what did your dad think of you? I mean, me, I'm, well, I'm just grateful that it was kind of an easy experience. And gradually, as time went on, I just started dropping hints of like, oh yeah, I'm bi, but would never touch a woman, which is really embarrassing. I love women, by the way, so no shade to women. And one thing I love is that I've not had to come out to anyone since. Everybody gets the vibe. Everybody knows, right? I mean, there's only been like a couple occasions since where people are like, are you gay? And I mean, personally, I find it so fucking annoying because I'm just like, honey, you know I'm gay, okay? You like, why do you want to hear me say it so bad? It irks me. It's weird, you know. Oh, by the way, I'm gay. Oh my god, I forgot to tell you all I'm gay. Oh my god. I wonder if anyone didn't know I was gay. I just got a text from the friend I was talking about. Oh my god. So today, I'm literally filming this just after the first episode dropped. So very, so relieved. Let's have a little segment to talk about that episode. I filmed that episode like 2 weeks ago. So honestly, looking back at it, like, I'm a different person. It was actually really painful for me to post because I was just like, this sucks. Like, this fucking sucks. But like, if anybody else posted that, it would be like, oh, period. Like, oh, like, I agree. Like, I agree with everything I said. But for some reason, I've just watched it too many times. And this is something that I've learned. If I'm going to be consistent with this, I can't watch this shit back. I can watch it one time to edit it and like schedule the post, whatever. I can't watch it back. I watched it back probably like 7 times. It was painful and but yeah, still stand by it. Like, and like for a minute after, I was like afraid that like, oh my god, I have nothing to say ever again. Like, I didn't want to speak a word ever again. I think I just got so in my head and overwhelmed about the idea of like having to come up with a new topic to speak about every single fucking week. But I have been meditating and I've also been smoking cigarettes. Here's my thing, right? I am aware that I have an addiction to nicotine. I've tried so many methods. I've tried to quit. I've tried to quit like cold turkey, is it? Is that what people say? I don't know. I've tried to like lower the nicotine intake from the vape. Like, this new method that I'm trying, which honestly is helping, is just smoking cigarettes. And I don't promote this, right? But this is my personal method that I'm trialing. Just smoking like 1 or 2 cigarettes a day. Get that nicotine. It's not like I'm sat in my bed. Well, I am still kind of vaping a little bit, but I'm not like sat in my bed vaping. You know, I get my nicotine and then I move. And everything is okay. And that's my new method of trying to wean off the nicotine. Also, just like, cigarettes are just chicer and cooler than vapes. Like, it's getting to the point now, oh my god, I'm 21 and I walk around and fucking vape. It's just embarrassing. It's just embarrassing. Like, I feel like if it was like a jewel, oh, that become. Also, on the topic of like unhealthy habits becoming slightly healthier. I mean, I'm not a drinker anyway, really. However, I last year and years prior, I had this unhealthy relationship with alcohol of like, you know, I never really drank a lot, but whenever I would drink, I would have to go hard. Otherwise, drinking felt pointless. However, I like, there were a few occasions where I'd like go out for dinner with friends and like have 3 drinks, maybe 2, like, and like be done. and like just go home and get to bed for a reasonable time. Oh, having a vodka lime and soda with dinner. Oh, having a beer with a friend. Oh, you know, something about that feels really adult. I'm an adult. My prefrontal cortex is developing. I also wrote this down. Now this might be very like niche and esoteric, but I did want to talk about it a little bit because I've been using this app, not sponsored, called Opal. It basically is like it monitors like screen time, and because I'm on a mission this year to consume less and create more, and I know fuck. I just got to the point where I was like, this is crippling. I'm in bed every day, just like scrolling my life away. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. Like, break me free, break me free. This is the part when I say I'm showing up. Break free, right? Anyway, why did I say it like that? Anyway, yeah, I've been like consuming a lot less media than I was. And I wrote this down because this is true. I wanted to talk about some of the negatives that come along with this, okay? I wanted to talk about some of the negatives that come along with this because there's negatives. No one prepared me for negatives of this, okay? Nobody told me there would be an outcome that maybe I wasn't too fond of. No one made me aware. No one's talking about the negatives that come along with consuming less and creating more. And again, I feel like I'm promoting bad habits in this episode, and I'm not saying go and consume more media because the positives very much outweigh the negatives. I feel so much more fulfilled, and I feel like I'm spending more time doing things I enjoy. Great. But all that stuff, like, yeah, everybody talks about that shit, but nobody's talking about this. I put feeling lost without usual consumption. What we consume ties in with our identity. When we withdraw, I can't fucking read. It kind of forces us to get to know ourselves without the outside influence of who we are. And that's the only negative I have right now. And there's positives in that. Like, okay, yeah, getting to know myself, sitting with myself a little bit more, maybe exploring my feelings and thoughts in a healthier way rather than just drowning it out with media. But at the same time, it's painful. I genuinely have this past month felt like a little bit lost in like who I am. And that could be due to other reasons, but I genuinely think it's because I'm just not consuming media that I feel ties in with my personality and identity. And it's like, it's not informing me. It's not informing my character in that way anymore. I don't know. However, I think like thinking about it now, I wrote that note in my car when I was like really feeling a little bit like, whoa. But like thinking about it now, that's actually a really good thing that maybe I'm in a position where I like have to get to know myself without the world being involved in that. I don't know. Tell me what you think about that. Has anybody else felt that? I haven't seen anyone say anything on that, and it needs to be said. It's not an easy process. Is that all? I think that's all I have to say. Honestly, this episode's been a fucking mess, but I kind of love it like that. Okay, let's summarize this episode because this has been interesting. The gay baker is evil. I'm vegan. I'm gay. I have been smoking cigarettes and drinking more. I've been consuming less media. Oh, my mustache is gone. My vibe for this year is like no facial hair, no overstimulating attributes to my appearance. Everything is like stripped back. I'm stripping back this year. I think that is the vibe of 2026. It's just strip it back a bit. Like chill on everything. I need to be more mindful about that because I am definitely like an all-in, like, I get into something and then I'm all in on it, and it's like, it gets a little bit crazy. Things become a little bit too much. Anyway, second episode. Thanks for joining me. This episode was so much fun to film. I want to say thank you to anyone who streamed last week. I was so excited to post my first episode. I hope you all have an amazing week. We have a big week ahead of us. Hopefully you come back next week. Come back. Okay. Follow me on Instagram at eDiaryPodcast. Follow me on TikTok at eDiaryPodcast. I have a TikTok now. I think that's everything. I think I've plugged everything as of right now. Subscribe to my YouTube channel at eDiaryPodcast. Also, like, follow me on Spotify at eDiaryPodcast. Is it eDiaryPodcast or just eDiary? I don't know. Links. I'm going to put the links to everything below. Have a great week. Bye. Love you so much. Thank you.